From the famous Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, a critical football game in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys.
The standings in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference speak for themselves. The St. Louis Cardinals in front of the astonishing New York Giants by but a half game. The Cowboys only a game out. Thus, a Cowboy victory tonight could produce and would produce a triple tie, but a Cowboy defeat would all but eliminate them from the Eastern Division race. Good evening, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Welcome with us to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Our first absolutely clear, fine football weather in 4 Monday nights. An exciting contest in prospect. Dallas, with its multiple offenses, an enormous immediacy of striking power. St. Louis, with a balanced attack between the ground and air games, swift receivers, a superb coterie of running backs headed up by the now heralded MacArthur Lane. But defense, as always, possibly the key factor. And to discuss that element, my colleague Keith Jackson.
Well, Howard, the St. Louis Cardinals have number 8, Larry Wilson, who is the safety blitz in all of football. He's the man that made it what it is today. He is perhaps one of the most astute playing students of the game. He audibilizes defensive calls from his position as the free safety. You never know where he's going to come from, nor when is he going to come. He is actually a figure of torment for quarterbacks throughout the National Football Conference, and he has driven the Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks crazy over the years, including our colleague Don Meredith. And he certainly figures heavily in the plans here tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals. Just the mere fact that he is here is a problem for them. The Dallas Cowboys, on the other hand, their defensive core hurt deeply by injuries. Larry Cole, defensive end, broke his arm. So tonight it'll be interesting to see what happens to the big all-pro tackle Bob Lilly. Now, it could be that Bob Lilly, number 74 here, will be moved to a defensive end position. If he does have to go over to that defensive end position and play there, then the bulk and the strength and the talent of the man is taken out of the middle of the line, and thereby would seem to be an asset for that dreaded St. Louis draw play, which has worked so well for them.
Thank you very much, Keith. The opposition quarterbacks, Craig Morton for Dallas and young Jim Hart for the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't think any man alive knows more about Craig Morton than our other colleague, Don Meredith. Take over.
Well, that may possibly be true, and then again, I don't know. I think these two quarterbacks that we'll be seeing tonight, Jim Hart and Craig Morton, have some similarities. Both of them are actually completing less than 50% of their passes. Both of them have run into trouble during this season and been bailed out by their backup quarterbacks, Pete Beathard at St. Louis and Roger Staubach here in Dallas. I know Jim Hart is considered by the Dallas coaching staff and the Dallas players as a very, very fine quarterback and possibly one of the best long ball throwers in football. He has a tremendous accuracy with his long ball. When you throw the ball a lot, you don't complete a lot of high percentage passes. When you've got Craig Morton, you've got a fellow who, in my opinion, as he came up as a rookie, I felt he had the most potential of any quarterback that I've seen. Craig is, as he talks with me today, has been very confused about who is the number 1 quarterback and why. He has not played consistent this year, and in my opinion, he has not played nearly close to his capabilities. He's a type of football player that has the size and the strength, and when I was here, they used to say, you know, he's also got the durability. He is 6'4" at about 225. The thing that I like, I guess, about Craig is that when he came in, he had the type arm to throw the passes I couldn't throw, and those were the ones that took a strong arm to hang him out on the outside. He threw a lot to the outside. He's been doing that this year. He has thrown his average per attempt is, I think, the 5th highest, or actually the highest in the league, and it ranks him number 5 in the standings, although he is not completing the ball on a percentage basis. Craig feels this is a must game, not only for him, but for the Dallas Cowboys. And you talk about Dallas Cowboys playing a big game, and they're playing a big game tonight. They feel it, and they also feel that if they don't win this ball game, a lot of the things that they've built for the last 10 or 11 years will not necessarily go down the drain, but will certainly be severely challenged. So I'm looking forward to the ball game. It is back home, and I'm glad to be here. I think we'll have a good football game.
You'll agree this whole Dallas team, and you know them so well, is showing signs of enormous pressure.
I think they are, and I also think that the St. Louis Cardinals are. I have been with both teams in the last few days, and I've never seen the calm. I don't know whether they're maybe treating me a little bit different now that I'm somewhat of the news media, but certainly they've been very nice, but the tension is there, and you can feel it when you are in their lockers. You feel it when you talk to them. So it is going to be a big game, and of course they realize this.
Thank you very much, Don. With that backdrop, as they begin the anthem, we'll be back in just a moment after this message.
The Dallas Cowboys will kick off to the St. Louis Cardinals here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. But before we have the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a moment of silence in tribute to a tragedy in which the Marshall University football team was lost over the weekend. We here at ABC Sports and the National Football League wish you to please take a moment and join with us in this moment of sadness. The Dallas Cowboys wearing the white. The St. Louis Cardinals, the big red, in the red, from up the river. The St. Louis Cardinals, in this football season, have lost only to the Los Angeles Rams and to the New York Giants. The Dallas Cowboys have lost 3 times to St. Louis, 20-7, to Minnesota, and to the New York Giants. Mike Clark kicks off. Chuck Loderet and John Gilliam are deep. Coming up, it is Loderet taking it at the 7-yard line, and the ball game is underway as Loderet, a veteran from Rice University, brings it back to the 28-yard line. He is brought down by Dwayne Thomas, and the ball game will go from the St. Louis 28, 1st and 10 Cardinals. It'll be Jim Hart, number 17, at quarterback. Sid Edwards, 39. MacArthur Lane, 36, will be the running back. Gilliam, number 44, coming to the lower part of your screen, wide receiver. The center is Wayne Mulligan. Dave Williams is the other wide receiver. The first play of the game. The handoff, faked, beautifully, thrown, out of bounds. Dave Williams. He is up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. Mel Renfro covering. We'll check along the offensive front for the St. Louis Cardinals. The tackles are 71, Bob Reynolds, and 73, Ernie McMillan. Irv Goody, number 55, and Clyde Williams, 63, of the guards. The center is Wayne Mulligan. The tight end, one of the great ones in professional football, Jackie Smith. Second down and a long 5 for the St. Louis Cardinals at their own 33. Hart turns around and gives the ball to MacArthur Lane, and Lane comes up to the 40-yard line. He has a first down before linebacker Dave Edwards can bring him down for the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's very quickly check along the Cowboy defensive front. Bob Lilly, number 74, is at a defensive end position, which means Ron East, number 77, is in at tackle along with Jethro Pugh, number 75, and George Andre, 66, is the other defensive end. The linebackers, number 52, Dave Edwards, 55, Leroy Jordan, and 54, Chuck Howley. First down, St. Louis, 40-yard line. Again, they go to MacArthur Lane, and this time he is hit hard on the right side as Jethro Pugh and Leroy Jordan get there quickly. In the defensive secondary for the Dallas Cowboys, the cornerbacks are 26, Herb Adderley, and number 20, Mel Renfro. The safeties are Cornell Green, 34, and Charlie Waters, number 41. No gain on the play for MacArthur Lane. Second down and 10 coming up. The ball, as you see, is just over the 40, and this game here in the Cotton Bowl being played on artificial turf. Hart straight back. Good protection. His pass is away for Williams. It is incomplete. Mel Renfro covering on the play for the Cowboys. The officials for tonight's game, the referee is Jim Tunney, the umpire is Pat Harder, the head linesman Burl Toller, the line judge John Steffen, the back judge Bill Kestermeyer, and the field judge is Dick Dolak. And there's the statistical story on the St. Louis quarterback, Jim Hart.
Well, Jim Hart has come out in the beginning of this ball game and checked that middle. As you mentioned, Bob Lilly is playing left end and Ron East is in the middle. They couldn't believe that Dallas was going to do this. They didn't think they'd take Lilly out of there. So they're going to check and see what they can do in the middle.
It is third down and 10, and this time Jackie Smith, the tight end, splits out, and the pass goes to him, and he can't hang on. It's too high, and Dallas had good pressure on Jim Hart that time. So it is fourth down and 10, and the Cardinals will have to kick it away.
That was a safety blitz on that last play, something that Dallas is not known for. They're known for their conservative type of defense, and talking again to the players before this game, they felt that a mix-up in their defenses was something that possibly they needed. They needed to put pressure on the offense. And that time you say Charlie Waters, number 41, as he came in from his weak safety position.
Chuck Loderet will do the punting for the St. Louis Cardinals. The deep men are Bob Hayes, 22, and Mel Renfro, 20. They want to get it to Hayes. Loderet averaging about 42 yards a kick. Hayes will take it. And he just takes it in time. Number 83 was right there with him. That is McFarland, a rookie tight end who had come down on the special unit, was right there with him, but Dallas controls the football, 1st and 10 at their own, let's call it the 30-yard line. 34 yards on that punt. Now then, let's check the Dallas Cowboys as they come up offensively. At quarterback will be number 14, Craig Martin. Number 73 is Neely. He's in at left tackle. Dallas coming up in a tight T formation. Lance Rensel may go or may not go in motion. He does to draw a linebacker away, hopefully. They give the ball away to Calvin Hill. And Calvin Hill runs hard in the middle, and he gets a tough 2, maybe 3 yards. And number 8 again, Larry Wilson, the free safety, coming up to help out on the tackle. In the backfield, Walt Garrison, number 32, and Calvin Hill, 35, are your setbacks. Number 19, Lance Rensel is a wide receiver, along with Bob Hayes, and this time both go wide to the right side. The center is Dave Manders for Dallas. It is 2nd down, and let's say 7 yards to go. This time, Garrison goes in motion. The handoff to Hill over the left side. Calvin Hill is up to about the 37-yard line before, again, Larry Wilson comes out of the secondary to make the tackle. And continuing to set the Dallas offense, the tackles are 73, Neely, and 70, Rayfield Wright. The guards are 76, Nyland, and number 61, Blaine Nye. And there's the statistical story on Craig Morton, the Dallas quarterback. 3rd down and 3 yards to go for Dallas for the 1st down from their own 37-yard line. And I would suspect both clubs are a little bit tense. Morton staying on the ground, goes to Hill. Penalty flag goes right into the line of scrimmage as he is stopped short of the 1st down. Hitting him first was Bob Rowe, number 75, defensive right tackle, and Jamie Rivers, number 53, the middle linebacker for the Cardinals.
I hope we can go into this as the game goes on. You may have noticed that those 3 plays, 3 consecutive plays over to the left, over his left tackle, which is Ralph Neely. This was a preconceived idea as far as Craig was concerned. He told me before the game that play actually is the same play, but they ran it from 3 different formations. It's the same type blocking. He ran it from a flip formation. He ran it from an I with a man in motion, and he ran it off of a straight handoff. The thinking behind that is we're going to come. We're going to come at, with our strong running game, and they show them a different formation each time, and they came back to the same hole, the same kind of blocking.
The penalty was holding offensively by the Cowboys, refused by the Cardinals. They want the ball. Ron Whitby will punt. He'll hit it from his 30-yard line, gets it away. Chuck Lauderette with a sore ankle is the deep man. It's a good kick, but there's room to run for Lauderette. And he gets it back to the 22-yard line, and there he is really ripped by number 60, the rookie Steve Kiner of Tennessee. And we have a timeout at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Our score in the 1st quarter, the Cardinals nothing, the Cowboys nothing. The St. Louis Cardinals will put the ball in play, 1st and 10 from just outside their own 22-yard line. Number 23, Johnny Rowland, is in a setback position for the Cardinals as they come out of the huddle. The quarterback remains Hart. Hart, staying in the middle with the ground game, goes to his first man, and Chuck Howley, the outside linebacker, right side linebacker, is there to get him. The head man of the St. Louis Cardinals is Charlie Winner. 2nd down and 8. MacArthur Lane is hit hard at the 32-yard line. George Andre, number 66, and Ron East, 77, there to make the tackle, along with that other big man in the middle, 75, Jethro Pugh.
They continue, as Don pointed out earlier, to go right at the middle. And I had dinner with Tom Landry last night, Don, and he said, if we can just log up that middle on them, we're not worried about Hart's passing in view of his statistics. So far, Dallas has been able to do that.
3rd down and 6 from just near the 27-yard line. As Hart looks to throw. His pass is away, and it is caught by Jackie Smith up on the 42-yard line. He is brought down by Cornell Green.
Here's Jackie Smith, tight end number 81. Jackie is a premier passer. This is a simple turn-in route. Cornell Green, number 34, made the snap. Cornell's playing a new position this year. He's been a cornerback. He's a strong safety this year. Dallas didn't get a good rush that time, and Hart had plenty of time to throw.
Catch number 24 this season for Jackie Smith. First down, St. Louis Cardinals at their own 42. Hart has all day and an acre of ground to roam in. Everybody's covered, passes away. Williams is open. He has it in his hands, and he dropped it. Charlie Waters came up and hit him, but Williams had already dropped it.
He has thrown 3 times to Williams already. They've been throwing sparingly to Williams this year because all year long Williams has been facing double coverage. What's interesting about these Cardinal receivers, as you particularly know, Don, is that every one of them is a former track man. Jackie Smith, the practically perfect tight end, for instance, was both a hurdler and a quarter miler. And, of course, Williams was a hurdler.
They're good receivers. They do have the speed. They go to Jackie Smith a lot. They feel he's their most dependable receiver. They've got the speed on the outside. The Cardinals like to throw the tight pattern with the receivers breaking to the outside to set up a move where they'll fake a break to the outside and go deep.
It'll be second down and 10 for St. Louis. D.D. Lewis in at left linebacker, replacing Dave Edwards for the Cowboys. And again, number 81, the tight end Smith, splits to the right side along with Gilliam. Hart back to throw on second and 10. Lilly almost got him. Hughes after him. The pass is thrown away. Penalty flags are down.
There's a... You know, when you get the confusion like that in the play, and Hart was scrambling around there, you see a guy like Jethro Pugh from Elizabeth City State, who stands 6'7". I don't know how much he weighs. He hadn't quit growing yet. It'll really make you start wondering where you're going to throw that ball, and Jim couldn't find anything. And he just kind of let it happen. There's a flag down there. I don't know what the call is going to be. Hart doesn't seem to be too happy with that call, whatever it is.
Tom Landry, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And the penalty is what one might expect it to be. In this kind of circumstance, it was roughing the passer.
No, actually, I think it's going back against the Cardinals, Keith. That was they had an illegal man down the field that time. They penalized the old Cards 15 yards, and also you could expect that type of penalty on a play like that when he ran around a little bit. They had a lineman that came down there.
That was what Jim Hart was arguing about, that he had been crushed back there by Pugh. But the call goes against the Cardinals, and the ineligible receiver downfield, plus the holding, a couple of ways it could have gone. The pass is thrown to Williams. Williams is caught at the 30-yard line and driven back on a very hard tackle by Mel Renfro, number 20.
You know, they usually don't mess with Mel over there too much. He's attained the reputation of being one of the best cornerbacks in the business. They've thrown 2 or 3 times over there tonight. I don't know exactly what their thinking is. That last pattern was a delay pattern, which the reason we used to run a delay like that was a halfback or cornerback that committed quick, it would drop. And when he'd drop, the delay comes back under him and open it up. It's also a good play to run when it is a long yardage situation, because you are going to drop back a little bit deeper.
It is third down and 21 for St. Louis from the 31-yard line. Johnny Rowland coming out of the backfield. And Rowland gets it up to the 38-yard line before D.D. Lewis, the linebacker, who had dropped off to cover him, brings him down. It is well short of the first down, and the Cardinals will have to kick for a second time. Chuck Latourette will punt for the St. Louis Cardinals. A crisp, clear evening in Dallas, Texas. Temperature in the middle 40s. Big rush on, gets it away, kicks it to the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Latourette, with a sore leg, was knocked down, but no penalty flag called, and we have a timeout here in Dallas, Texas, with our scoreboard. St. Louis Cardinals nothing, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. 7:35 to go in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. The Cowboys have it first and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Craig Morton, 14, is the quarterback. Walt Garrison, Calvin Hill are the setbacks. That's Calvin Hill. Jamie Rivers, number 53, one of the first to get a hold of him. The ball is loose. It is picked off by Blaine Nye, number 61. Offensive guard for Dallas, and he maintains possession for the Cowboys.
I think Craig called an audible here. He saw maybe a defensive safety back up. Gives the ball to to Calvin Hill, number 35. He came over left tackle again. They must think they can do something over on that left tackle. You see number 67. Whoops, they fumbled there. And Blaine 9, number 61, picked it up. So a lot of pressure in there by Stollig. 67 came in from his other side.
They gain 2 yards on the play as Renshaw goes in motion. 2nd down and 8. Morton to throw. Plenty of time and goes deep for Hayes. He's out there. But it is knocked loose by Roger Worley, number 22.
This is a combination pattern. You'll see Bobby Hayes, number 22, as he's set out to the left-hand side. It's a straight post pattern. When you have a combination pattern, as Dallas relies on a lot, he has other receivers figuring in there, and he keyed his weak safety. The weak safety had come off of Hayes, and he goes to Hayes down the middle. That safety does not have any help. Number 22, Worley, he's also a rookie out there, and I think they'll check Worley's stance out pretty early in this ball game, as they did then. It's hard to stay with Hayes. When you get him man-to-man, they like to hit him deep every chance you can get.
3rd down and 8. Reggie Rooker is in the ball game, replacing Pettis Norman. In effect, they have 3 wide receivers in as Morton throws over the middle, intended for Rooker, and it's incomplete. And again, Worley is in on the play for the Cardinals.
Looks like Craig got a pretty good shot there as he released that ball. When Reggie Rooker does come in, as was pointed out by Keith, he is a wide receiver. He's got a lot of potential, the Cowboys feel. And I think we can look at him coming across there. We'll take a shot at this pass rush. And old Craig gets it from both sides. Number 74 was Heron, and he got Walker, number 79, coming in from the right.
Ron Whitby punting for Dallas. He's hit one for 52 yards so far in the ball game, and a fair catch is called by Johnny Rowland back at the 25-yard line for St. Louis. The Cardinals will put it in play 1st and 10. St. Louis ball, 1st and 10 at the 25. Hart, number 17. Rowland and Lane are the setbacks. MacArthur Lane. Bob Reynolds, number 71, out in front of him. Did not do much to help him. He got about 1 yard. Dave Edwards led the tacklers, along with George Andre for Dallas. Rowland. Johnny Rowland to the 34. Bob Lilly, the tackle. 3rd down and about 7 yards to go for the St. Louis Cardinals at their own 29-yard line. Gilliam wide right, Williams wide left, Smith the tight end. Hart the throw, blindsided just as he releases the ball. And it was Chuck Howley, number 54, who came firing through to really rip him.
Again, that was the maximum blitz look by Dallas. You saw all 3 linebackers coming with a free safety. And this is something they don't do often, as we mentioned, but they certainly did get a good shot. You see Chuck Howley, number 54, as he comes in from his outside linebacker position. His charge is to the outside. You'll see number 41 at the edge of your screen. He's the free safety, Charlie Waters. The back could only get one of them. Left it clear for Chuck Howley, and he got a great shot right in the back of poor old Charlie Hart. Jim Hart, and I'll tell you, that is really a tough one. You see it again in slow motion. When the Cowboys do call a blitz, they try to get them all coming. So you see no one's really on Howley, number 54, and you see Jim's head pop back. I bet Mary, his wife, didn't like that either, bless her heart.
Lauderette the punt. Renfro and Hayes deep for Dallas. High hanging kick in a slight breeze. Hayes backs up, calls fair catch, fumbles.
Now, dadgummit, stuff like that really gets those Cowboys in a hole. He almost fumbled that one a while ago. There's a high kick. But man alive, they got him down there in scoring position, and that's a tough break for the Cowboys and a big opportunity for the Cardinals. If you think I'm not biased tonight, you're wrong, because I am. I'm going to do the very best I can. I hate to see that anybody. Old Bobby's had a tough time with those punt returns.
Terry Brown recovered the ball for St. Louis.
All we're going to see is he just dropped it. He's signaling for a fair catch. I don't think there's enough wind really to affect it that much. He just misjudged it. Played off the tip of his hands, and it set up a great scoring opportunity for the Cardinals.
don't know, Don, whether or not he misjudged it. The way he started to back away from the ball, he put his eyes on the men coming downfield.
Yeah, you never know what they're thinking back there.
Well, Jim Hart has got his wind back. He's in there at quarterback. The ball is on the 18-yard line. Dallas, St. Louis owns it, 1st and 10. Johnny Rowland. Close to the 15.
They're hitting that middle again, Keith. I meant to mention this a while ago. In a passing situation, if it's an obvious passing situation, Bob Lilly has come back into his tackle position, and they pull Ron East back out from the tackle and put him out on the end. But in a 1st down situation, Neely is back at his defensive left end position, and again, they're hitting the middle. Cowboys know they're going to do this, and sure they'll do what they can to stop it.
2nd down and 8 for St. Louis. Bo knows the ball right at the Dallas 15-yard line. Hart back to throw. He's looking for Gilliam. He's got it at the flag. He's out of bounds.
That was a super throw by Jim Hart and a good move by Gilliam on Herb Adderley, number 26 over here. We'll take a look at it, and I believe you're right, Keith. I think he is out of bounds. Jim Hart goes back. He's keeping both of those backs in. I want to comment on that in a minute. Gilliam, number 44, you'll see in your picture. He has run a very good route. On Herb Adderley, number 26. The ball is well thrown. Catches it. One foot comes down. He is in bounds. The other one is out. And both feet do have to be in bounds. Very close. Not quite close enough.
Ball has been moved back to the 33-yard line. St. Louis penalized for offensive holding. To get a 1st down, they've got to go to the Dallas 8. It is 2nd down and 25. Penalty flag on the field. And the Cowboys smother the play as MacArthur Lane tries to run up the middle. Ball is now at the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 18. Here's Hart running for his life. Cannot get away.
Well, that's that same blitz that we talked about earlier, man. That's successful. They can't get somebody to pick them both up. So the Cowboys feel they're going to go with that blitz until somebody stops it or until they get the ball. They've got them... Actually, the defense has done a super job. I think this drive started down about the 17-yard line, so they pushed them now back to the 42.
Chuck Howley getting the St. Louis quarterback for the 2nd time tonight. It is 3rd down at the 42-yard line and 34 yards to go for St. Louis.
You know, Howley's older than I am. That doesn't really mean a lot, but he's always been outrun me, and I've never messed with him. He was bigger and stronger and tougher, and I am. One of the really great athletes. He was a 4-sport letterman in college.
3rd down and 34 for St. Louis. Hart gets his pass away. It is intended for Dave Williams. Williams had fallen down. He ran into the linebacker who had dropped back to cover and fell down. Jim Bakken, who is the field goal kicker for the St. Louis Cardinals, has a sore leg. Ordinarily, you might expect a field goal at this juncture, but not so because of the circumstances, perhaps the leg. So Chuck Latourette is in to punt. And it's a very bad kick. It is out of bounds at about the 23, 24-yard line. No, they'll move it farther upfield to the Dallas 28-yard line where the Cowboys will have it 1st and 10. Steve Heiner, number 60, was taking a shot at blocking that punt and did put some pressure on Latourette. 14 yards on the kick. Garrison and Hill, the setbacks for the Cowboys. Hayes to the left, Rinsel to the right. Calvin Hill runs with power. Wow. All the way to the 37-yard line. Don Parrish makes the tackle.
This is the kind of running that people have been wondering where Calvin Hill has been all year. This is the Rookie of the Year, of course, last year, number 35. Great handoff, power play. You're getting some good blocks from Rayfield right over there. You'll see number 57, Parrish. And down under that was John Nalla, number 76. And John was blocking old Parrish. And he and Calvin, they had him going.
2nd down and 1. Hill again to the 40. 1st down, Dallas.
The Cowboys repeated the same play again. This is not necessarily a Cowboy tendency unless you can get it from several formations. The basic philosophy of the Cowboy offense is multiple formations. We'll show you many different looks. We'll run the same basic plays. Take a quick look at Calvin again. This is basically the same play. You watch it for yourself. He knows where those blockers are. He's trying back in again behind 76, John Malley.
1st and 10 from the 40. Morton to the air, hits Rinsel out of bounds, up at midfield, and run out of bounds by Miller Farr of the Cardinals.
I suspect hearts are beginning to quicken in New York City, where certainly 40 members of the football Giants are watching, and literally millions of Giants fans, because, as we noted at the top, first place at stake in the Eastern Division of the NFC, and a Cowboy victory would create a triple tie among the Cardinals, the Giants, and the Cowboys.
Dallas is 1 foot away from the first down at midfield. Morton gives it to Hill, and Calvin has the first down as he goes to the St. Louis 46-yard line. Jamie Rivers on the stop. Penalty flags on the field.
I think Calvin got hurt a little bit on that. I think it looked like maybe his thigh. He jumped. Well, he's coming on off of it, but he did take a pretty good lick to his thigh.
Dan Reeves will replace him in the backfield, a player coach from South Carolina.
Good thing I'm not still there. Dan Reeves was my rookie when he came in the lead. I'd be calling him Coach Rookie or Coach Reeves. I don't know what I'd do.
The penalty is going to be assessed against the Cowboys. Offensive holding, as you see, the referee indicating.
I think we've got a little fisticuffs here. Here's my old partner, Lancelot Rinsel. And he will take a lick at you. You know, he's a pretty good blocker. He's in there. And I think they're going to turn this one into a fisticuff. Whoa! That's a shot at the nose. I think that's what they call.
2nd down. The ball back at the 40. Dan Reeves with it. And Chuck Walker gets him back at the 35-yard line. Defensive right in for St. Louis. Drops him for a 5-yard loss. Rooker goes in at the right end position, normally tight end, but when Rooker is in there, it is in effect a 3rd wide receiver. Pettis Norman coming out.
The Cowboys like to roll off of this formation, roll with the quarterback rolling to the strong side.
3rd down and 13, Morton to throw. He's going deep for Rooker. He cannot get it. Roger Worley with him step for step. On 4th down and 13, Whitby will hit it from about the 26-yard line. Low. Rowland at the 26. Big hole is up the middle. He has one man to beat. He should be home free.
There he is. Johnny Rowland, great run. That was a low kick. We've kind of pointed that out before. Those low kicks will get you in trouble. They didn't have time to set up the rush. Rowland caught that, but he came right back up and split them. That's going to put them in trouble. They're getting some
74 yards for Johnny Rowland.
Those Dallas Cowboy fans are getting restless.
That's the first one he's broken for a touchdown this year.
Abrupt change of events, just the kind of abrupt change that we've been watching in National Football League action all year long. Look at that game yesterday when Washington, leading by 19, saw the Giants take control out of nowhere in an apparently hopeless cause to score 3 touchdowns in a little more than 9 minutes.
Jim Bucket, number 25, out of Larry Wilson's hole for the extra point. It is good. The St. Louis Cardinals on a 74-yard punt return.
You see the punt again. As we mentioned, it was a low punt. Johnny Rowland picks it up. The Cowboys didn't expect the ball to be there that quick. Rowland's a very fine runner. As Howard pointed out a while ago, he's had great success with the Cardinals up until Sid Edwards came along. He just split it right through the middle. There's not much tackling going on there, boys.
He may have his job back.
Yeah.
Sid Edwards may be out a while.
The Winters will take another look at him, don't you imagine?
The Cardinals will now kick off. The deep man, number 46, Mark Washington, and number 33, Dwayne Thomas.
I want to see if they stay flat or they come back up. There's certainly no reason to stay flat because this game is too big for the Cowboys, and if they stay flat, they're going to deserve to get beat.
40 seconds to play in the quarter. Thomas will let it go. It'll go into the end zone. It'll be Dallas. 1st and 10 at the 20. Dan Reeves remains in the backfield for Dallas. He is the lone setback, and he has the ball. And he takes it to the 24-yard line. Walker, number 79, getting up on the stop, along with Fred Herron, number 74.
Don, you've repeated a couple of times that the Cowboys run basically the same play from different formations. At the same time, aren't there times when this is useless? Get into it later if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, Howard.
2nd down and 6, Dallas, from their own 24. Morton throws. The pass is caught by Lance Rensel at the 32-yard line. Enough for the 1st down. Miller Farr defending.
Look, old Miller Farr, as we change quarters, is he likes to give you the outside, so they're still working on that.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. The score, after 1, the Cardinals 7, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. We start the 2nd quarter of play. The Dallas Cowboys have the football, 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Garrison 32, Reeves 30. In the backfield, Morton, the quarterback, number 14. He gives it to Garrison, and Walter is up to the 36-yard line before Rolf Kruger makes the stop for St. Louis. In the 1st quarter, the Cardinals had 20 offensive plays. The Cowboys had a total of 16. Dwayne Thomas has gone into the lineup, number 33, replacing Walt Garrison. Thomas, a rookie from West Texas State.
Number 1 draft choice this year. They're very high on Dwayne Thomas.
He was a principal figure in the big ball game against Kansas City. Morton back to throw on 2nd down and 5. Throws for Rensel. It is knocked down by Roger Worley, another Missouri defender.
You probably noticed that they're working on Worley a lot tonight. They must feel he's the weak spot in the defensive secondary, but there's been enormous improvement this year at the corners by the Cardinals with the development of Worley and with the acquisition of so gifted a cornerback as Miller Farr, who came over from Houston in the deal that sent Sweet Charlie Johnson down to the Oilers.
I think what they really feel about Worley is like a lot of people feel. He's a rookie. He's new. Let's try him out. And the chances of getting deep on a rookie are much better than on an experienced defensive back.
Ball is at the 37. 3rd down and 5. And Garrison is back in the backfield for the Cowboys. Morton's pass, Rensel too high, incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 5 yards to go for the Dallas Cowboys. Craig Morton leaving the field. The word on Calvin Hill is he hurt his shoulder. Well, only time will tell us as to whether or not he comes back. Ron Whitby will punt for the Cowboys. 23 is Rowland, 26 Slaughter at the deep men for St. Louis. A lot of time. The spiral hangs. And it is put down by the Dallas Cowboys. Cliff Harris, number 43. And the Cowboys will have it 1st and 10 at the 23. NFL Monday Night Football will continue from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Our score in the 2nd quarter, the Cardinals 7, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. 14 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the 1st half. The Dallas Cowboys own the football. It's right between the 23 and 24-yard line hash marks. Jim Hart, the quarterback, MacArthur Lane, and Johnny Rowland are your running backs. Gilliam and Williams, the wide receivers. That's MacArthur Lane. He's out to the 33-yard line. George Andre brought him down.
George Andre, number 66, as he fires across, you'll see Chuck Halley moving to the inside to cover for him. Play actually is going on the other side where they run a trap. They're trapping Bob Lilly, number 64, and George comes all the way across, and that's the pursuit. This is the keynote of the Dallas defense, is pursuit.
2nd down, a long yard. They go to Rowland, and Johnny trying for the 1st down is Quote. MacArthur Lane, needing 77 yards as he came into the game for the rushing leadership in the National Football Conference, has carried 5 times and gained 18 so far. Leroy Jordan plugging the hole along with Jethro Pugh, trying to stop that 1st down bid by the Cardinals. But as you see, Jim Tunney indicating the Cardinals did get just enough of the ball to the 34-yard line for their first down, which is their third of this game. Hart quick. Dave Williams out of bounds. Up at the 39-yard line, Herb Adderley covering. Second down, 6, St. Louis. Johnny Rowland. Tremendous hole on the left side of the line. He is caught by Charlie Waters. Otherwise, he might have run a long time. It's another St. Louis first down at the Dallas 47.
Well, me, you're going to have any fun and get funny on this broadcast. We're going to start playing some better ball by those Cowboys. That was just a straight power play. They wiped out this left-hand side of their line up here. Some great blocks by, I guess, that whole offensive line. It seemed like they moved everybody out there.
14 yards on the run by Rowland. Carried 5 times from the line of scrimmage, gained 25 yards. Rowland again, penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. This time there is no room. It is George Andre, 66, the first man to get him. 31 yards to go on first down. And Hart goes deep down the sidelines. Adderley is there. He got a hold of it all right, but he caught it out of bounds. John Gilliam, the intended receiver, and Herb had him wrapped up.
I think Gilliam beat Herb on a pass like that up in St. Louis in their first ball game. And Herb said he wasn't going to do it again tonight. You see Adderley, number 26, and Gilliam comes down. Gilliam has great speed. Just a simple fly route, take off and run. Herb played it well, turned back, and did catch the ball, but it was out of bounds.
Gilliam to the right, Williams to the left. Hart has time. His pass for Gilliam. He's got it. He's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And that time he got away from Herb Adderley.
He did, for a fact. That was a move very similar to the one he put down a little earlier in this game in the first quarter when he caught it out of bounds. You see Gilliam come down, number 44, with a slight weaving action. That's actually the move that he used to come back. That ball was well thrown, too, right on the money. Just as he turned around, it was there. I thought he actually had Adderley beat a little bit more than that, but that ball was thrown in right on great timing. Those are hard to stop.
Tom Landry on the sidelines. The ball is resting at the Dallas 46-yard line. Third down and 9 for the Cardinals. This time, Williams is to the right side. Gilliam to the left. And Jackie Smith, the tight end, moves out into a split position. Hart goes incomplete. Intended for Williams. Adderley had it. Now Herb squawking that Williams interfered with him.
I don't think there's any love lost between those two. You see, again, they start working on somebody like that. I wouldn't pick on Adderley too often. He played that one well, came back in. Now, I don't know. As I've said before, pass interference is hard for me to describe, but looked like he might have had him. I think Herb got a little upset about that, maybe a little shove right after that ball was deflected away.
From the St. Louis 47-yard line, it will be 53 yards. The wind is at his back. It is low. Well, after what Tom Dempsey did the other day and the accomplishments of the great George Blanda, nobody thinks about teeing it up anymore from outside 50 yards. NFL Monday Night Football from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas will continue in a moment. Our score, the St. Louis Cardinals 7 and the Dallas Cowboys nothing. Dallas Cowboys in white on the football. First and 10 at their own 20. 11 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the first half. The Cardinals leading 7-0. Dan Reeves is back in the lineup for the Cowboys at a running back position. Obviously, Morton checking off, turns and gives to Reeves, and Reeves is dropped at the 21-yard line. And he is hit by Chuck Walker, defensive end. Calvin Hill had come out onto the field and gone into the huddle, but then he left the huddle, and Reeves replaced him. So apparently Hill will play tonight.
The Cardinals actually caused Craig to audible that time by moving into a odd set. When he audible, they moved back into their 4-3. Now, if they can get him doing that a lot, you'll see him move around a little bit more. This was a Cardinal trademark a few years ago to shift their defenses around. They've been more standard in the last year or so, I understand.
Second down and 9 from the 21 for Dallas. Reed. Jamie Rivers slowed him down, and coming out of the secondary, number 21, Jerry Stovall, to make the tackle.
Jerry Stovall, number 21, he and Larry Wilson have played together back in that Cardinal secondary for a long time, and I have an awful lot of respect for Jerry as a fine competitor, football player, certainly a nice fella, until he gets on that football field, and then he'll really tear your head off when he gets out there. They're two very fine veteran defensive safety men, probably as good as anybody in the league.
Again, Rooker, number 88, is in. A third wide receiver as Norman leaves the tight end position for Dallas. That's Reeves in motion. They go on the handoff to Walt Garrison, and Garrison from the 17-yard line gets it back to the 20, maybe the 21, and it'll bring up fourth down. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Number 10, punting. Number 26, deep, Lauderette, along with Rowland. Rowland has broken one for 74 yards, the only score in the game. Lauderette takes this one at the 39. And Chuck is back to the 49. 10 yards. Mark Washington, the tackle for Dallas. We have a timeout here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Our score, the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. The St. Louis Cardinals have the football. First and 10 at their own 49-yard line. 9:42 to play in the first half. The score, 7-0. Cardinals lead on Johnny Rowland's first quarter 74-yard punt return. Jim Hart gives the football to Rowland, who's playing instead of Sid Edwards in the St. Louis backfield. And he has his legs chopped out from under him at the Dallas 48-yard line by Herb Adderley. Second down and 7 yards to go. MacArthur Lane gives it away to Gilliam, the wide receiver coming around. He's got a lot of daylight. He's got one block from Williams. He can go all the way. He breaks Charlie Waters. He's in there for a touchdown. 48 yards. John Gilliam.
What a missed tackle.
I may have just
Charlie Waters.
have reconsidered that last statement. I don't really know how going. This is the first time I've seen these cats in a long time. And there when anybody hit him, but Charlie Waters did miss him down there at the bottom. I'm going to get upset here in a minute. In fact, I think I already am.
Well, Tom Landry told me last night that he doesn't feel any undue pressure on him. You can hear the fans. Tom's keeping his cool, and I've known him a lot of years. He's a fine man. He's been a great coach. But everybody in this town is after his scalp.
Jim Bakken out of Wilson's hole. The point, it is good. Take another look at the touchdown run.
All right, this is a reverse. You saw the handoff. Came back around to Gilliam from his flanker position, and I haven't seen anybody close to him. Charlie Waters has got a shot, number 41 there, and that's not much tackling either, but he just came back around. He had a full head of steam. The Cowboys key from their defense. They keep formations, and these guys react to wherever this formation tells them to react. And I'm sure that play was probably one that they had not seen or had not expected. If they get out of position, they can really look lousy because they're all going with a certain flow to a certain area. And as I said, that one looked lousy. They're going to have to get something working around where they can stop some of these folks.
Masterful understatement.
Yeah, masterful understatement is right. I think they're more than confused. Maybe we can talk to them earlier. They're more than just confused. They were lost on that last play.
8 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first half. The Cardinals are leading 14-0. The kick is deep in the end zone, and Dwayne Thomas will not return it. It'll be Dallas's ball. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line. First and 10, Dallas. Morton throws a screen to Walt Garrison, and it is almost intercepted by Don Parrish, number 57, a St. Louis linebacker.
I wish the viewers could see Don Meredith right now in the booth. I've never seen anybody so upset in my life. The teeth are gritted. Might be a better picture than we've got on the screen.
I had so many funny stories to tell, and I'm upset. I can't tell funny stories with something like this going on out here. I will say that Charlie Walker, number 79, made a good move for the Cardinals in as he read the screen. He picked up Walt Garrison as he came out of the backfield and was pursuing right behind. The ball was overthrown, and Worley almost did pick it off.
Second down and 10, Dallas at the 20. Morton's pass to the sideline to Hayes, and Roger Worley almost got that one.
And that one should have been picked off, too. That was underthrown. Bobby Hayes is on this is just a sideline route. He made a move, came out to the outside. Ball was a little bit late getting there. Worley's a pretty good defender as far as I'm concerned. I've been calling him a rookie all night. I'll apologize because this is his second year, but he's sticking with him.
5 times so far in the first half, the Cowboys have come up on a third down situation. They have not gotten off the hook yet. 8.5 minutes to go the first half, and penalty flags all over the field.
And there was your safety blitz.
Larry was popping in. Larry Wilson so fast it really undid Morton.
You know, I see Larry because Larry and I went to Vietnam a few years ago, 1967, and it's not really funny, but every place we'd go, they give us these instructions about what we're going to do if there's an air raid. So Larry and I were really tired. We've been traveling like 4 days in a row and went to sleep in a hospital ward. And all of a sudden, sometime in the middle of the night, I wake up and Wilson is hollering at me, banging on the side of the door. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Air raid, air raid." And actually all it was the air conditioner had turned on, and he was certainly on the floor.
The illegal procedure penalty against Dallas makes it 3rd and 15. The pass for Hayes. And it is again almost picked off. It was actually in the hands of Stovall, but Jerry couldn't hang on.
I couldn't really see up here. I didn't know whether it was in the hands of Stovall or Hayes. It looked like it might have been in Hayes' hands if it had gotten there.
Almost incredible that a team with Hayes and Renson, Pettis Norman, and Craig Morton, Calvin Hill and Dwayne Thomas and Andre and Lilly and all the rest can look so futile.
Actually, you missed their offensive line, which is also a great bunch of athletes.
This is the 6th punt of the night for Ron Whitby, averaging 42 yards. A low liner, Lauderette with a little bit of room. But it suddenly is gone. Downfield in a hurry is Mark Washington.
I think that was blown dead, but we're getting some... Look at old Ralph Neely. Now, I knew Ralph was going to do that. Ralph's got a temper, number 73, out of Oklahoma. The Cowboys play Houston every year in a preseason. We call it the Ralph Neely Bowl. Ralph, as some of you may know, was signed by Houston or Baltimore, or some kind of mess like that. We wound up getting him, and I think part of the deal was playing Houston in Houston about 4 years in a row. So it was Ralph Neely Bowl in Houston.
St. Louis ball, 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Jim Hart, who was shaken in the first quarter by blitzing linebacker Chuck Howley, has come back and shows no after effects of the blow.
Now, this is interesting. I wonder just what particular phase they're booing. They sure can't be booing poor old Jim Hart. He's doing a fine job out there. I wonder if they were booing that call by the officials.
They got to vent their spleen some way. They thought this was the year for the Cowboys. And it still could be. This game's got a long way to go. But right now they're playing like kids.
It's been the year of the Cowboys since 1965. That was the first year that we won half of our ball games.
And even 8 minutes to go in the first half. St. Louis leading 14-0. Jim Hart on first down, throws, complete to Gilliam. Look out!
Telling you.
Mel Renfro at the Dallas 42-yard line makes the stop.
Quick Jimmy Hart drilled that one in there. You're going to see Gilliam again coming in from the outside, number 44. Herb's moving to the outside, number 26. And there's a lot of room in there. I don't know whether I can give that cat that much room or not. He's got some moves. Stopped by Mel Renfro, number 20, as he came back across the other side.
He's got more than moves, Don. He was a sprinter, and at one time he was a running back, and he was the original hero in New Orleans, if you remember. Scored the first touchdown the Saints ever scored when they came into the league as an expansion team.
I didn't really know that.
Gain of 24 yards on the play. First down, St. Louis. That is MacArthur Lane. Look at the big guy moving. He's just inside the 35 to the 34.
How can you tell, Don, whether that's MacArthur Lane moving or the failure of Dallas to tackle?
Well, Of course, MacArthur Lane's had a great year, so I'd say that's him moving. You'll see 77 missing. That's Ron East as he came in there. It's a good move by MacArthur. 55, Leroy Jordan was the one that made the stop. Leroy's kind of their quarterback there. Leroy calls these signals, telling me before the game he's trying to key their formations. When the Cardinals in a split backfield or a wide backfield, they like to run off tackle.
Second down 2, St. Louis with the Dallas 34. Lane again. He's got his first down as he goes to the 31, and he takes Cornell Green and others for a ride. 7 first downs for St. Louis.
You know, McMillan, number 73, is blocking on Lilly, and Lilly is in a new position. McMillan is a heck of an offensive tackle, too.
He sure is.
And I don't want to get overly zealous with my disappointment in the Cowboys and fail to point out what I think the Cardinals are doing a fine job as far as their overall attack is concerned.
First down, St. Louis, Dallas 31. Hart. Pass is incomplete, intended for John Gilliam. Here he goes again. Leroy Jordan grabbed him, horse-collared him as he broke in the middle and moved it down to the 26-yard line.
So Cornell Green, number 34, actually come up and get in that play, too. Cornell, as we call him, is natural. Old Natural was a basketball player in college, and he is one of the finest natural athletes I've seen. He's playing defensive safety this year. This is a new position for him. He's been an all-pro cornerback for several years for the Cowboys. Great competitor.
Call it the 27-yard line, closer there. Make it third down and 6 as Lane goes in motion. Hart has Lane wide open on the sideline. Cornell Green, a sure tackle at the 24-yard line.
Well, they're using some of that Cowboy medicine on the Cowboys this time. They showed some multiple formation, and that's not like the Cardinals ordinarily. And it did confuse them. There was no one on MacArthur Lane out there. But he came up short of his first down.
Washington took a shot at it, missed it. The kick is good.
And you never know what trouble is till you're 17 points behind in the Cotton Bowl.
6 plays, 66 yards, 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the first half. The St. Louis Cardinals now lead by a score of 17-0. Number 41 for Dallas is Waters. Along with Washington, one of the deep men. Wayne Thomas back there, 3 men. It's Thomas with the ball, back at the 5.
Wow.
And he comes back up to the 22-yard line. Number 56 is Chip Healy, who made the tackle for St. Louis.
We'll see this kick come back over again. You'll see number 41, Nate Wright, as he comes in. Thomas comes into the picture again, number 33. Nate Wright, and Worley, number 22. They gave old Thomas a pretty good lick.
Dallas ball, first down, 22, Walt Garrison. Jamie Rivers has him and drops him. St. Louis in the game has picked up 109 yards running prior to that play. Dallas a total of 33 on the ground. Gain of 2, second down 8 from the 23. Morton to throw. Has a man wide open. That's his tight end, Pettis Norman. And there is the surest kind of tackle you'll ever see in your life by Larry Wilson up at the 46-yard line.
Pettis Norman from J.C. Smith. Now here's a competitor for you. You're going to see Craig get some good blocking this time, too. Dave Manners, number 51, is his center. He's coming back protected, but nobody gets in there. This is what we call, or what the Cowboys call a look-in pattern. Pettis comes behind that linebacker and right over the middle, and there's number 8, Larry Wilson. He is not afraid to stick a shoulder in you.
First down, Dallas, 46-yard line. The handoff to Garrison, and Walt, coming off a sore leg, is up to midfield. Larry Stallings, number 67, made the stop for St. Louis. They tell me, Don, that Walt's quit riding the rodeo circuit.
Well, he rides under an assumed name, I think. I tell you, you can't get him off those horses. He's the original Little Wrangler. I call him Little Puddin', and he sure doesn't like it. I don't even know why I call him Little Puddin', but he's a good fella. Heck of a competitor.
2nd down and 6. Morton loses the ball. And the St. Louis Cardinals' Don Parrish comes up. And the Cardinals have it. It's 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
I can't tell you, really. You know, I hate to see this. Now, Craig's coming back. I guess he's got his folks covered down there. But, man, when things happen, he's swinging that ball, and that's what happens to it. When you swing the ball, you see Parrish, number 57, come in there. But it seems like when you get things going for you, man, they are really going bad. And how are you going to get them turned around? I just don't know.
NFL Monday Night Football from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas will continue. Our score with 2 minutes to go in the first half. The Cardinals 17, the Cowboys nothing.
The extent of the Cardinals' domination this first half is made further evident by the fact that the Cardinals have just suffered their 4th 15-yard penalty. 4 major mistakes, and yet the Cowboys are nowhere.
The ball is back on the 26-yard line. As Hart stands, throws to Gilliam, trying to get away from Adderley and cannot do. He gets it up to the 32-yard line. The Cardinals, to get a first down, must go to the Dallas 44.
I might point this out as far as Jim Hart's play calling is concerned. I think he's doing a very wise thing here. Of course, he was way backed up, had a long yardage to go, but with being 17 points ahead, you'd think that maybe he might be more consistent with his run and the Cowboys could load up on him, but he is going to throw the ball, it looks like.
2nd down, 24, St. Louis at their own 32. Give him to throw again. Fires hard over the middle to Dave Williams, and Williams is hit by Adderley at the 41-yard line. Chuck Lauder at the punt. Oh, big rush, but he got it away, and it's the best kick of the night for him. Renfro watches, it takes a bounce, and it's in the end zone.
So nights like this one, that one should have stopped on the 1-yard line.
Craig Morton to throw. His pass is away to Rucker, and Rucker is knocked out of bounds right at the 30-yard line, just over the 30-yard line, and that will be a Cowboy first down. Jerry Stovall pushed him out.
The Cowboys have two types of 2-minute offenses, and they are in the 2-minute offense right now. The Cardinals have 5 backs in the secondary, and when they do this, I think you'll see the Cowboys try to work to their backs or to Reggie Rucker. They'll try to run some turn-in routes. They've got to conserve this time. They only have 45 seconds to go. But when they have 5 backs in there, more than likely you'll try to see them throw to Danny Reeves or Walt Garrison.
Gordon's pass to Reeves. He cannot reach the sidelines. Roger Worley knocks him down for St. Louis up at the Dallas 47-yard line. It's enough for a first down, and the Cowboys stop the clock with a timeout. 35 seconds to go.
Of course, the 5-back theory, the reason why they'll bring in an extra back and take out a linebacker is to prevent against the long ball. Cowboy philosophy, as I suppose is the philosophy of most offensive teams, is they try to utilize the area where a defensive man is not, of course. So the 5 backs are going to be deep. They're going to be playing for these. The sideline routes, you may have noticed that Walt Garrison also went to the same side that Danny Reeves did. This presents a problem to an area because you're flooding it with all of your receivers. They only have so many defensive backs on one side, so they bring Danny Reeves out on what we call a deep shoot route, where he goes down about 8 or 10 yards and veers to the sideline. If he's covered, you've got Walt Garrison back as a safety valve, as a flare. The object, of course, is to get the ball and try to get it out of bounds to stop the clock. Didn't quite make it to the sidelines that last time.
First down, Dallas at their own 47-yard line. Morton throwing deep. Rucker is out in the open. And Stovall runs him down. Rucker whips Stovall on that deep pattern. Dallas first down at the St. Louis 16-yard line.
The reason why you go to Rucker like this is Rucker is playing in the position of the tight end. You again saw him flood the side, flood bringing both backs to this side. Rucker ran a slant out pattern and then up. Now, the slant out pattern is where the defensive back would expect him to go because you're trying to move it down the field to preserve time. He looked back at Craig and then turned it upfield and got behind the defensive backs. That's one of the few ways you can get behind these backs in a 2-minute drill because they sure are going to protect against that deep ball. Now you'll see them probably go back into their regular type of defense. They'll throw that fifth back out, bring the linebacker in, and you'll see the Cowboys go now to a crossing pattern. Down in this area, Lance Renslow runs a very good zig out. And this is a zig out means he goes down toward the post and then goes back toward the flag or the corner. This is a pattern that they use in this area quite a bit.
37-yard gain on the play. 27 seconds to go in the first half. Dallas ball, first down, St. Louis 16.
They'll probably roll this time. They'll send Lance in motion. We'll see what they do.
Morton throwing into the end zone, intercepted by Roger Worley.
That was a great move by Worley, and that was the zig out route we were talking about. Renslow came in out of motion, came out of the backfield. Let's take a look at it from our end zone camera. You'll see Renslow has already gone in motion. Craig is looking over that area. He gets a little pressure from the middle. They pick him up, move slightly. We'll see Worley come into the picture just in a minute, number 22, and Worley's having him some night. You can't really see Renslow's pattern, but he did go in toward the post and go back to the flag or the corner. There's Walt Garrison, number 32, pushed him out of bounds.
He did exactly as you call the pattern, obviously. St. Louis was looking for it.
And maybe they know what they're going to do, too.
Cardinals ball, first down at the 20. The interception was in the end zone. Johnny Rowland up to the 28-yard line, and Mark Washington on the tackle for Dallas. The clock is running at 5 seconds to go in the first half.
There's some soul searching going on there in that locker room, I guarantee you.
And we've come to the end of the first half from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Our score, the St. Louis Cardinals 17, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. Howard Cosell right back with a look at the highlights of yesterday's NFL action after this message.
Yeah. Here at the Cotton Bowl, as you know, the Cardinals 17, the hapless to this moment Cowboys nothing. We're at halftime. And Don, I said earlier, it's time to talk turkey. With the players the Cowboys have, what in your opinion is the key factor wrong with them?
I think it's difficult for me to say one key. They do not have, in my opinion, the leadership feeling or spirit that I feel is necessary to win. Now, I'm not going to say that this leadership has to come from Tom Landry, it has to come from Craig Martin, or it has to come from Leroy Jordan. It doesn't have to come from anyone, but you have to have it. Now, I just checked with the coaches a little while ago, and I said, oh, what are they doing? Are the Cardinals doing anything different? No, they're doing exactly the same thing. So I don't really have an answer. I could only give an opinion like anybody else. I don't think that they're playing anywhere close to what they're capable of playing. I don't think that I just don't think they're playing together as a team. I look out there and I see the offense, and it's not like the same offense that I ran, and I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're doing something that's a little bit different. I'm not supposed to know it all. I'm sorry not to say I would have all the answers. I don't think Craig is throwing with the confidence that he
There's Tom now. Forgive me for interrupting. A troubled man, that's for sure.
Yeah, Tom and I have gone through a bunch of things together, and Tom has his own way, and it's Tom's way. I think he's a brilliant coach. You can see him right now. He's certainly upset. We can see Staubach is warming up, so that means maybe Rogers coming back in. I know Tom feels this way. Tom feels that if things are done the way he says they're done, then he's going to win. And I'll tell you something. Every Monday night, they can convince you of that if they're doing what they're supposed to, they're going to beat the people. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. And there are going to be some changes made, and we may have one at quarterback this last half.
It looks exactly that way. Staubach likely to start the second half, at least from this point of vantage. Now let's go back to Keith Jackson.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. In the first half, the St. Louis Cardinals had 41 offensive plays. The Dallas Cowboys had 36 offensive plays. The Cardinals finished with 7 first downs to 6 for the Cowboys. And as we start the final half hour of action, the score, the St. Louis Cardinals leading the Cowboys by a score of 17-0, and that's Jim Buchan, number 25, getting set to kick off for the Cardinals. The halftime statistics, as you can see, 117 yards on the ground for the Cardinals, and the Cowboys watch the football go on through the end zone off a very strong kick by Buchan. Dwayne Thomas, number 33, made no play on it. The wind is blowing in that direction, so the kickoff had some assist from the wind. So the Dallas Cowboys will go to work 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Pettis Norman is in at tight end. Craig Morton is at quarterback for Dallas. Lane Nye, 61 at right guard. You see him coming up behind Dave Manders, the center. Walt Garrison and Calvin Hill is back in there, and Garrison on the first play of the second half breaks it for close to a first down. He's just a little bit short of the 30-yard line. So it'll be second down a half yard as Larry Stallings made the tackle for St. Louis.
Good block by Rayfield Wright, number 70 on that last play. Blocked Kruger, number 70 for the Cardinals. A quick hitting play with Walt Garrison going up the middle.
The wide receivers for Dallas are Bob Hayes and Lance Rintel, and Hayes moves in tight to the line of scrimmage this time as the handoff again goes to Garrison, moving for the first down on the short yardage, gets it out to the 33. First down, Dallas. They're on 33-yard line, down by 17 points. Calvin Hill. He's up to the 37-yard line.
Tom made a statement, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He says, I'm going with Craig Martin all the way for the rest of the year, and it met with some surprise, maybe some displeasure, but I think a great deal of pleasure to the team for the fact that they know who their quarterback is, and it's Craig Martin.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Craig Morton goes to the air, throws complete to Lance Rintel. Rintel out of bounds at the 43-yard line, shoved out by Miller Farr. A yard short of the first down.
Rintel, very fine outside receiver. You see he's again going to Miller Farr. We mentioned this earlier. They feel that Farr is maybe weaker to the outside than he is to the inside. He gives you the outside pattern. It's a sideline route. That was thrown on good timing. It picked them up very close to a first down. They less than a yard.
Mike Ditka, number 89, is in at a tight end position along with Pettis Norman on the third down and short yardage play for blocking. They give it away to Garrison, and Walt rams his way up to close to the 44, and that should be enough for a first down. Whitley unstuck.
Tell you what, old Walter will give you whatever he's got out there. Really is a fine competitor. He's a very good pass receiver. When he played here behind Don Perkins, of course, was considered an all-around good fullback, one of the best blockers in the business, not very large. Walt learned a great deal from Don Perkins, and they now consider Walt their best blocking fullback. So whether he's running with it or blocking for somebody else, he's going to give you 100%. And that's what you got to have. You got to have everybody doing that 100% thing out there.
Pair of quick first downs. The Cowboys struggling to develop momentum, and they've got to do it now, Keith, because if they lose this one, they drop 2 games off the pace with but 5 left to play, and they'll have the Giants to catch, let alone the Cardinals.
8 first downs for the Cowboys in the ballgame. There goes Garrison. He's at the St. Louis 48-yard line before Larry Stallings brings him down.
Tricked O'Hara that time, number 74. We saw Blaine Nye, number 61, actually pull as if he were going around left end. Blaine Nye, in pulling, Heron evidently is a reader, and he was reading down the line. No one blocked him, and what they call a takeoff block, and he came back in the middle for some good gain.
Garrison 8 carries, 38 yards. Second down, 2 for Dallas. That's Garrison. Hard-nosing his way for what appears to be a first down at the St. Louis 46. Kruger, the tackle.
Great play by Stallings back up in the backfield, number 67, as he shot across from his linebacker position and actually knocked off Rayfield Wright, number 70, and slowed down Pettis Norman, number 84, so he was outside.
Dallas now moving from their own 20 that moved to 3 first downs. Have it. at the St. Louis 46. Garrison is hit this time before he can get moving. And it's Jamie Rivers, number 53, who made the tackle, the middle linebacker. The gain minimal. Call it second down 10. Morton throws. Intercepted by Stallings. There is Stallings, the left side linebacker for the St. Louis Cardinals, dropping back to cover, picked it off, and St. Louis has it first and 10 at their own 42. And we have a timeout here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, with our score, 10:55 to go, third quarter, St. Louis 17, Dallas nothing. St. Louis ball, first and 10, just outside their own 41-yard line. Jim Hart gives to Johnny Rowland, who has been hot tonight, and Rowland's up to the 44.
See Leroy Jordan, number 55, the middle linebacker. He comes across, plays off Mulligan's block, gets up, goes down to one knee. Rowland comes around and makes the play. 77, Ron East came in there. Middle linebacker is the big key to the Dallas defense.
Second down, about 8 yards to go. MacArthur Lane. He's at the Dallas 49-yard line. Cornell Green, the tackle.
You take MacArthur Lane, number 36, as he comes out of the backfield. Took a step up. This is a crossing action in the backfield. You're going to have a fold block. It's not actually a trap. If the guard pulls back around, that'd be the left guard, number 55, Goody. They came up on Leroy Jordan, blocked him that time. 52, Dave Edwards comes across. A lot of action in there.
On third down and a yard to go, Roy Shivers is in the backfield for St. Louis, replacing MacArthur Lane. Johnny Rowland has it, penalty flag, thrown by the umpire at the line of scrimmage. Jordan made the tackle. It'll be third down at the 36. And a little more than 15 yards to go for the first down. Hart will go to the air. In the hands of Chuck Howley, and he dropped it. When they're going bad,
oh my.
Lauderette the punt for the Cardinals, Renfro and Hayes deep for the Cowboys. Chuck's punt, long, driving spiral. It is Mel Renfro. One good block, two good blocks, and he brings it back to the 17-yard line before he is knocked down by Dave Ulrich and Vern Emerson, and we have a timeout at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. In the third quarter, 9:16 to play. Our score, the Cardinals 17, the Cowboys nothing. That's Calvin Hill on a sweep. Not much room.
No, and I don't know why they're running out there. Now, you got some it's third down and 15, and you've got 17 points to make up in a hurry. You're going to have to take some chances now. You're thrown into the wind. This is one thing you consider when the ball game is close. When you're behind 17 points, there's no need to panic, but you're going to put that thing in the air. And we see Reggie Rucker come in, and I suppose that's what he's saying. Let's put it in the air.
A loss of a yard back to the 12-yard line. Fine defensive play by Chuck Walker, defensive right end for the Cardinals. Second down, 16. That's Renfro moving. Morton has time, goes for Rooker, and it is off his hand. Incomplete. Jerry Stovall got there at the same time the ball did.
You can't blame Craig for that one. That ball was there, and I don't know whether you can really blame Reggie Rucker for it. 88. Let's say it would have been a difficult call. The thing about it, the quarterback can't get it there any better than that. It was a good defensive play. Maybe he could have held it, maybe not. He didn't. That puts more pressure on.
That is number 21 on the sidelines for St. Louis, Jerry Stovall. He hobbled off the field, so apparently he has either hurt an ankle or a knee. Terry Brown, number 24, came on in the defensive secondary for St. Louis. Here's Morton looking to throw. He gets his pass away, again intended for Reggie Rooker, and the pass is short, and it is incomplete.
That'll probably be all for him for tonight.
He is 7 for 19, 109 yards, and 2 interceptions.
Nice guys don't always win. I don't care what everybody says. We'll see a split screen here. You got Bobby Hayes on the right side of your screen, number 22. The play was actually a busted play. Bobby looks like that he might be open over there.
Here's the Dallas punt by Whitby, kicking it from the 3-yard line. It's not a particularly long kick. It bounces, and it touches a couple of Cowboys, and the Cardinals jumped in there and picked it up, and now the ball is loose. But the play is dead at right about the Dallas 45-yard line. That's Steve Kiner, number 60.
Actually, though, good thinking by the Cardinal to pick that ball up, hoping that the Cowboys would be languid. We'll get back to that in just a minute.
NFL Monday Night Football will continue from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Third quarter, the score: St. Louis 17, Dallas nothing. The Big Red from St. Louis, the Cardinals, and their coach Charlie Winter. A record of 6-2. A big ball game for them as they try to shove the Cowboys more out of the title picture in the Eastern Division. They have the ball, first down at the Dallas 45, and MacArthur Lane is at the 41.
As we broke for that commercial, ladies and gentlemen, this crowd here at the Cotton Bowl started a chant. We want Meredith. We want Meredith. These, I might say, are the same people who, when done by a matter of seconds, failed to win an NFL title. They booed him.
Oh, boy. Good to be back home.
Second down, 6. 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They go to MacArthur Lane again, and he's at the 38-yard line.
The Cardinals actually are doing a type of a double team block on that right side. Obviously, this is Lilly's a new position for Bob. So what they're doing is they're running a double team play over there. They're coming back with what we call a doodad block. It means the guard in the center has an opportunity to come in to... I'm now on camera, I understand. I ain't going back down there, I'll tell you that, folks. Not on a night like tonight. No, sir.
Third down and 3, Coward. Hart throwing for the first down, and it's picked off by Cornell Green. Now it's a foot race with Jimmy Hart. And Hart wins at the 6-yard line.
Well, they got a little sparkle in that one. Now Cornell picked that one off. And Jim Hart, I might add, made a great play to save that one from being a touchdown. There was nobody in between the goal line except Jim Hart. All right, you see Hart. This is from the end zone camera. Hart comes back. Now, Jim's looking over there all the way. Cornell's looking at that quarterback, too. The ball was, I don't know whether it was underthrown or not, but he was obviously looking right at Jim Hart. Quarterbacks learn as time goes on that you try to look the same every time when you come back and then turn the last instant and throw. So let's see if the Cowboys can do it now.
Craig Morton is the quarterback. It is just short of the 5-yard line, a 59-yard return of that interception. And this is Calvin Hill. And it is Larry Stallings decking him back at the 14-yard line.
Now,
boy, what a game.
We'll take a look at this one again on an isolated camera, I hope. Actually, you see him hand the ball off to Calvin. This is a power play. Stallings actually split his blockers and came in, made a great defensive play. Stallings is having a great night tonight.
Dan Reeves has come into the backfield now with Walt Garrison for the Cowboys. That's Rensel, number 19, moving. Morton to throw, pressure's on him. Gets his pass away. It is intended for Rooker at the 9-yard line, and it is knocked away by number 24, Terry Brown.
He's visiting with the Cowboys the last 2 or 3 days. The more or less book on the Cardinals, and this changes from team to team, but when the Cardinals play the Cowboys, their big blitz tendency is when the Cowboys are either going in for a score or they've got them backed up. You've seen the Cardinals blitz more. That means send their linebackers in more in these last 3 plays than we have all night. They've been playing very standard defense.
The numbers on Craig Morton so far, 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Third down, goal to go from the 14-yard line for Dallas. wide open for Morton. He cuts off to the right side, and he gets down to about the 4, maybe the 3-yard line.
Well, they had him pretty well covered back there. Looked like they were trying to send Rensel in across the goal line. You've got a 4th down situation. The crowd's obviously hollering for him to go for the touchdown. I believe that's what they're going to do. He did send in Mike Ditka and Pettis Norman and brought Rucker and Bob Hayes out, so he's got his power blockers in there. Let's see if he's going to run or throw. He doesn't have as good of receivers as he does when he has Rucker and Bob Hayes in.
St. Louis makes a defensive change at right side linebacker. Don Parrish out, Chip Healy in. Healy is taller. Morton to throw. He gets his pass away, and it is knocked down. Almost picked off again by Roger Worley, number 22, a 2-year man from Missouri.
Well,
They had their shot then, Don.
what are you going to say? I don't think I'll say anything.
Lane is collared at the line of scrimmage. Cornell Green coming up at the line of scrimmage with Dave Edwards on the play. Bob Brown, number 89, going out of the ball game. A tight end, and coming in is Dave Williams, number 80. No gain on the play. MacArthur Lane has 47 yards, needs 30 more for the National Football Conference rushing leadership. The Cardinals in this key ball game in the Eastern Division of the NFC, leading 17-0 with 4:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. Hart will throw. Throws it intended for Jackie Smith, the tight end, and it's too high. 3rd down, 10. Cardinals at their own 20. Hart throwing for Gilliam. Too long, and he was behind Mel Renfro.
They tried the safety blitz again, and they picked it up that time. And he did have Gilliam man for man on Mel Renfro, and he did have him open.
The Cards will kick it away on 4th and 10. 1st down, Dallas. 24-yard line. Morton still in at quarterback. Goes to Lance Rensel. He's out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Roger Worley over there, forcing the play out.
They're going to put it in the air. I think you'll probably see Craig move his formations around a little bit. And again, if he can find a basic pattern that is successful, you'll see him try to change his formations around and maybe stick to that same type of pattern. They've worked, I guess their most success tonight has come from right down the middle or to the sideline.
2nd down and 3 from the 31. And Walt Garrison meets Rolf Kruger and Fred Harris.
Their most success tonight came on a Cornell Green interception.
Yeah.
Rolf Kruger, number 70, defensive end for St. Louis of Texas A&M, the younger brother of Charlie, who also wears the number 70, plays for the San Francisco 49ers. A loss of 2 yards on the play. Call it 3rd down and a short 5, and the pass to Lance Rensel, good enough for the 1st down had he been able to hang on, but the pass was too high. So once more, Craig Morton walks off the field to a wave of boos.
No, he's lonesome.
3 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the 3rd period. Ron Whitby back to punt, averaging 42 yards on 7 kicks. This is number 8. Hangs it high into the wind. Chuck Lauderette comes over, calls fair catch, and the St. Louis Cardinals will take the football 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. St. Louis from the 34. Lane and Rowland set behind Hart. Throws Gilliam. Hit, hangs on. Ball squirts loose. Incomplete. Herb Adderley hit him hard as he caught the ball, and then as he fell, apparently he never had control. Second down, 10. St. Louis. Hart will throw. He gets away from Pugh. That's MacArthur Lane. Lane coming out of the backfield, taking that little swing pass, gets it up to the Dallas 48-yard line, and that is a St. Louis first down.
I tell you, these Cardinals are doing a lot of things well. You'll see Lane again. He comes in. We mentioned earlier they keep both these backs in the backfield on a lot of their patterns. You see Jethro Pugh, number 75, coming out at him. Lane sits there and looks at him. Got a wave of blockers out in front. Chuck Halley's tripping. Leroy Jordan, number 55, overran it. Picked up another nice gain. They're doing about everything they're doing real well tonight.
$18 yards on the play. Here goes MacArthur. Close to the 43-yard line. Chuck Halley leading the tacklers. Second down, 6. Dave Williams. Incomplete forward pass. Charlie Waters coming up to make sure the ball stayed loose. Cornell Green moves up to cover Jackie Smith, who splits out. Here's Hart throwing the other way. Goes to Dave Williams. Williams gets loose from Adderley. And it's Chuck Halley, linebacker, coming back to make the tackle at the Dallas 27-yard line, and that's another Cardinal first down.
Davey Williams has got the great speed. You see him come down. He's going to run a turn-in route. And that's just a very simple turn-in route. Jim Hart has had good protection. He puts that one right there on top of the 8. Came in, hit him a little bit low. That was a good move by Williams to get away from the defender. Chuck Halley comes back in, number 54, to put the finishing touches on him.
Dave Williams has caught 5 passes for 30 yards. They marked the ball at the 36-yard line. And the clock running with about 35 seconds to go in the third period. The Cardinals are leading by a score of 17-0. MacArthur Lane is caught by Jethro Pugh by the face mask, and that draws all kinds of penalty flags.
I don't think there's any question he had him by the face mask. Let's take big old Jethro Pugh coming through, number 75. He reaches out big right hand, and he's definitely got him by the face mask. I don't imagine MacArthur appreciated that too much. But, you know, when you got a hold of it, it's hard to let go. Jethro Pugh from Elizabeth City College. Down here his rookie year, they had a big article, what is a Jethro Pugh? He says, I don't know, but I am one.
The penalty puts the football now at the Dallas 27-yard line. 27 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lane to the 25-yard line. Leroy Jordan waiting for him there.
The Cowboys felt that they'd be able to key the formations tonight of the Cardinals, and by keying that, let Leroy have the opportunity to go up the middle. They were keying the guard, actually the weak side guard or the strong side guard, depending on what play it was.
There's the end of the third quarter. Our score after 3 at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. The Cardinals 17, the Cowboys nothing. We have 15 minutes of football left in this game. The St. Louis Cardinals are leading the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 17-0 during the 3 quarters of play. The Cardinals have had 58 offensive plays. The Cowboys have had 56. The crowd, 69,323 at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. It is second down and 8 yards to go. St. Louis at the Dallas 25-yard line. D.D. Lewis in at a linebacking position. That is Johnny Rowland. And he is down to the Dallas 11-yard line.
It's a straight slant play, just an off-tackle zone blocking. Rowland, number 23. You'll see a straight handoff. MacArthur Lane's going in the hole. And they pinched him up pretty good. Got Leroy in there, number 55. He missed it. Chuck comes across, number 54. Slow it up. There's a big hole over there. They went right at D.D. Lewis, the new linebacker. He's now out, and they've got Dave Edwards back in.
They put it at the 12. First down, St. Louis. MacArthur Lane may have a yard. That's all.
Lewis is a smallish linebacker, but with more speed than Davey. They usually put him in when they expect to pass, don't they, Dunn?
Well, that's usually the case. Dave actually is also always the strong side linebacker, meaning he's the linebacker that lines up in front of the tight end. And they leave Chuck Howley as the weak side linebacker. Chuck has more speed and is a better pass defender. Maybe not quite as strong against the run.
Second down, call it 9. Just inside the 11. Rolling, wide open. Touchdown.
Well, you bet. They're just tearing them up down there in that middle. And those are all my friends. And I hate to say this, but I'm telling you, they're just not playing very good football. They're not hitting anybody. It disappoints me. It disappoints me for a lot of reasons. They're not playing this game for me out there tonight. And I don't mean to imply they are. They're good football players. They're good people, and I just hate to see them play football like that.
66 yards, 9 plays for the touchdown. Rowland getting it, his second. The kick is good. So we have a timeout at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. 13:41 to play in the game. Our score, Cardinals 24, Cowboys nothing.
13 minutes, 31 seconds left to play. It's perhaps time for the old bromide. Anything can happen. You know how fast they score in professional football. Look at what the Giants did against Washington yesterday. We're not going to apply that bromide. We're going to say it's time for somebody to take a look at this Dallas Cowboy football team.
Craig Morton, the quarterback, on 1st and 10, throws in the hands of Rooker, and he dropped it. Jamie Rivers, number 53, the middle linebacker, was back defending.
There's the epitome of frustration. Finally get one right there. Not finally, but you get one there, and then you can't hold on to it. This is when you really need it. I think the measure of the Cowboys is really going to be, you know, what are they going to do after this game? What can they do after this game? Can they play or will they play? And you've got a few games left. They're going to play a tough team next week in Washington.
Second down and 10, Morton to throw. He hits Garrison, and the ball is knocked loose. And Walter was just destroyed by Larry Stallings. First down, Dallas. The ball is at the 44-yard line. They give it to Dan Reeves, and Dan may have a yard. Chuck Walker, number 79 for the St. Louis Cardinals, defensive right end, made the tackle, and he has made a lot of them tonight.
They've been playing brilliantly. The thing to remember about the Cardinals is this. A year ago, they were a hapless team. Their coach was under fire. 79 going off, as you can see, Chuck Walker.
He's replaced by Cal Snowden, 2-year man from Indiana. A tidy 250-pounder. Second down and 10. Morton to throws. Passes away. Off the hands of Rucker. Intercepted by Worley, his second of the night.
I'm telling you, that's, that ain't telling you much of nothing, except that things are really going bad. Which I'm sure you can see if you got your set turned on.
Yeah, the whole thing's unreal, but...
So with the exchange of the ball, we have a timeout at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Our score, 12-16 to play. Cardinals 24, Cowboys nothing. You're looking at the St. Louis Cardinals. Roger Worley with his second interception of the night. Now totals 4 for the year. The Cardinals have intercepted Craig Morton 3 times in the game. First down, St. Louis, their own 41, and MacArthur Lane. He's out of bounds at the Dallas 48-yard line. Charlie Waters pushed him out.
All right, you got Lane coming out of the backfield again. They're coming right at the newest member of the defense. This is Pat Toomey, and he's getting knocked right into the inside. Chuck Howley meets the block. They come around him. Number 54, Leroy Jordan is in pursuit. Number 55. Finally, Charlie Waters comes across from his safety position. Just a total wipeout over on that side of the line, and the pursuit can't catch up with it. Great run-in by Lane.
On 1st and 10 at the Dallas 48. Lane again. And Herb Adderley gets a ride down to the Dallas 42-yard line.
It's something to watch, that MacArthur Lane. He was a high school quarterback, Don. Then he became a linebacker. Didn't become a running back until late in his junior year at Utah State.
You see Toomey, number 67. He is the newest member. Here's Jackie Smith coming down him, number 81. And you also got the right tackle, who is Ernie McMillan. They really wiping him out down there. Herb comes across and bulldogs him down.
MacArthur Lane now total 70 yards in the game, and that's Roy Shivers, number 27 in the St. Louis backfield. He's trying for the first down and gets the first down. Lane has left the game, as you see, on the sidelines. They're playing on artificial turf here.
Well, they're really pouring it into Dallas through the middle, and I was making the point earlier about how the Cardinals came off a dreadful year. Their coach under fire. Their coach is being redeemed this year. And at the St. Louis Touchdown Club dinner, where Don and I would guess before the season started, Ernie McMillan said it all. I'll complete it in a moment.
First and 10 at the 36, pass to Jackie Smith. The foot race is on, and he is shoved out of bounds by Charlie Waters at about the 3-yard line. A pickup of 33 yards on the pass play to the tight end, Jackie Smith.
What a player. You remember, Don, the last one we introduced was McMillan, and he said very simply, they've said everything about us, including racial tensions on the ball club. We've got the players. This year will prove it. We've got a lot to make up for. We were ashamed of a year ago.
It is first and goal to go for the St. Louis Cardinals at the Dallas 3. Johnny Rowland, touchdown.
Well, they're not particular. They'll go right or left. Here comes Staubach. Save the Navy.
Johnny Rowland, having a big night, has just scored his 3rd touchdown for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They really have running backs, that team. MacArthur Lane. Sid Edwards not even showing tonight. Johnny Rowland. There's nothing wrong with Roy Shivers. And they haven't yet begun to play Charlie Pittman, the youngster from Penn State, except the special duty team.
Jim Buchan out of Larry Wilson's hole. It's good. And we have a timeout at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. In the tool of the evening, 10:44 to play. The score: Dallas 31, or rather St. Louis 31, Dallas nothing. All right, number 25 in red is Jim Buchan. He will kick it off for the St. Louis Cardinals. 10:44 to play in the ball game. The Cardinals are now leading by a score of 31-0. Johnny Rowland, the big story. He scored 3 times tonight. Wayne Thomas and Mark Washington are deep. Rowland scoring from 10 yards, from 3 yards. And then he had the 74-yard punt return for a touchdown that opened the scoring in the first quarter. That's number 60, Steve Kiner, the rookie linebacker from Tennessee. Well, he comes all the way across the field and gets it out to the 27-yard line, and there is a penalty flag thrown out of bounds. So the play was out of bounds. The play, in effect, was dead, and then the penalty flag came. $15 big ones against the Cardinals. There's Johnny Rowland. The personal foul moves it up to the Dallas 43-yard line as the St. Louis defense settles in. Chuck Walker is back into the lineup at defensive right end after having been taken from the game. And Roger Staubach is in at quarterback. Staubach to throw. It is batted down by number 75, Bob Rowe, defensive tackle.
Rogers sets up. Go back on a pass. He's got a turn-in pass. This is the type pattern. It's most conservative pattern to throw because they're going to be playing some zones. You'll see number 75, Rowe, as he comes up. He comes in. And the ball just doesn't get open. Very good defensive play. Rowe is 6'4". He jumps, I imagine looks like he's about 7'4".
Second down 10. Staubach to throw. Throws for Rinso. He's got it. He's out of bounds. Inside the 40. Out at the 38-39-yard line.
See Lance Rinso running a simple sideline pattern. Number 41, Nate Wright, has replaced Miller Farr over there. The ball is thrown and looks like it's very good timing. He sat back and rifled that one. They blitzed the middle linebacker on that last play. It's what the Cowboys refer to as a single blitz, and they don't call this a blitzing, actually it's a blitzing situation.
Dallas ball, first down. St. Louis 39. Staubach will run it. He goes down to the St. Louis 22-yard line for a 17-yard gain. Jamie Rivers finally ran him down.
Ordinarily, you say don't scramble, but in that case, it looked to me as if his receivers were covered, and a big hole did open up in the middle, and Roger, of course, as many of you know, does that very well. He is a good runner. Roger is not a small boy himself. He's got pretty good size and pretty good height. He's about 6'3" and a little over 200 pounds, so he's a pretty good running back.
Ball at the 21-yard line. St. Louis 21, Dallas first down. Walt Garrison, no play. Rivers 53, Parrish 57, and 82 Joe Schmeezing, who is in at a defensive tackle position now for the Cardinals.
You know, one of the things people have asked me many times is why is it the backup quarterback always looks so good? Now, you see Tom Landry, he had a big decision here. Number one, a backup quarterback, when he comes in, he's 31 points down. He doesn't have any pressure. Everything he does is he's loose. That's usually why the number one quarterback's not doing well. He's too tight.
Second down, 11. 9 minutes to play in the game. Go back to throw. Got a scramble. Out of bounds. At the 6. First and goal to go Dallas. And the crowd loves it.
Yeah, crowds have a way of loving those backup quarterbacks. You know, he'll come back out in the paper again tomorrow. Well, Staubach, why wasn't Staubach in there all night? Now, I'm not saying that he should be or he shouldn't be, but it's just, I've never seen anything like it. It works this way. He gets a lot of pressure. He's almost down. He comes back. He does make a great move to come out. He's a good athlete. And Rogers a fine quarterback. It puts more pressure, I guess, on the coach and also on the number one quarterback when you see a guy come in, and he does do well. Now, maybe he can do it that way all the time. If he can, it ought to be his.
Ball is just outside the 6-yard line. 8:44 to play in the game. Rensel in motion. Dan Reed, maybe a yard. Rowe, 75. First man to get it. Not a bad average on the ground for Roger, the Heisman Trophy winner from the Naval Academy. Second down and goal to go just outside the 5. Staubach has it. Schmeezing slowed him down, and then came a wave of red shirts. Chuck Walker, 79. Bob Rose, 75.
He's going to make a fake into the middle of the line. This supposedly is to hold the linebackers. You see Jamie Rivers, number 53, as he hesitated there for a minute. He's trying to get to the outside. It's a combination pass by Bob Hayes, number 22, out here. They just didn't open up. Good coverage. What are you going to do with it in a situation like that? You're going to eat it. Hayes is jumping around down there. Appears to be open, but he didn't have a chance to get it to him, I guess.
Bob Hayes has not caught a pass tonight.
That's a shame.
The St. Louis Cardinals trying for a third successive shutout. At number 8, bouncing up and in out of the picture. Now Staubach back to throw. Don Parrish after him, and it's Joe Sneezing, number 82, that got a hand on it and knocked the pass away.
He had a screen pass called on that one, and that's a tough time to have a screen pass when you've got the weak safety blitzing. As I'm sure you know, a screen pass is when the offensive line only makes a temporary block at their defensive man, tries to slide out to one side or the other to get in front of the pass receiver or the ball carrier that moves out there in front. That just puts too much pressure on you when you've got a blitz coming, and they didn't have time to set up a good screen pass. So they got a fourth down situation now, Keith.
And the ball is just inside the 15-yard line. Here comes Wilson. Staubach cannot get away.
Well, they let them have it. I'm at least glad to see they didn't try to kick a field goal in that situation. They went for it. You're going to see a bunch of red shirts coming. You'll see Parrish, number 57, as he comes in. Maybe at the top of your screen, you'll see Larry Wilson, number 80, as he came in. He got blocked. Stallings, number 67. They're all over him. Doesn't have anything to do. He can't go anywhere. That's getting wiped out.
So the St. Louis Cardinals, who defeated Houston 44-0 and Boston 31-0, they're leading the Dallas Cowboys 31-0. They have the ball first down at their own 28-yard line, and 7.5 minutes to play in the game. Jim Hart, the quarterback, Johnny Rowland, number 23, and Pat Toomey, number 67, made the defensive play for Dallas. From the 42, it is 3rd down and 9 for St. Louis. Jimmy Hart. Pass intended for Gilliam, knocked away by Renfro. Mel tried for the interception, didn't get it. Lauderette punting. Hayes and Renfro deep. It's a low kick. It may give Hayes a little room. Bob Brown, 89's after him. You see the speed of Hayes, but not quite enough. It was Terry Brown, 24, who got him. Staubach, your quarterback. Remember, Bob Hayes hasn't caught a pass all night. Here's Staubach to throw. He goes for Holman and can't hold it. Second down 10, Cowboys from the 19-yard line. Staubach has all day, but he finally runs out of time as Cal Snowden, defensive right end, number 87, got him. The loss is from the 19 back to the 8. 3rd down and 21 for Dallas at their own 8. From the end zone, Staubach to throw. His pass on the way, intended for Holman, and almost picked off by guess who? Larry Wilson. You know, it must be almost demoralizing, Don, as a quarterback, to have to try to outguess Wilson.
Well, that's true. He's a real pro. You'll see Staubach go back to throw. He really does take a pretty good lick when he throws this, when it's overthrown well. You'll see Parrish, number 57, as he comes through. It gives him a pretty good wipeout. That Parrish is a good linebacker. He's a rookie. He's doing a fine job.
I remember some people who said he was too small, too short, too light to play.
He won the Pop Warner Award, you'll remember, when he got out of Stanford as the athlete of that area.
4th down, half a mile to go, and the punt by Whitby. Long, low spiral. And Lauderette at the 39. The young man from Rice comes back to the 49, where D.D. Lewis cuts him down, and the Cardinals have it 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the game. Next Monday night from Philadelphia, the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And the dispirited, frustrated John Meredith will seek revivification on that occasion.
You know, I have no idea what that word is, Howard, but, you know, at this point, I don't care. You can use as many big ones as you want to. I'm going to show up. I'll be up there.
Roy Shivers is in the backfield. Hart gives it to number 89, Bob Brown, the big tight end who came whistling around. And he took it down to the Dallas 43-yard line. D.D. Lewis made the tackle. Bob Brown, 6'2", 225 from Alcorn A&M. .319 to play in the ball game. Johnny Rowland. Steve Kiner drags him down. He's got a first down. Ball is on the Dallas 38.
You see Toomey, number 67, as he comes in. Again, you'll see Reynolds come across, number 73. And they're just pushing him around in there. This is the thing that, obviously, we've said again, you see a new guy in the lineup, they're going to check him out. We've got a bunch of new guys. This Kiner 60s in there, made that one. He's another rookie. Toomey makes the tackle, I guess, that time.
Johnny Rowland chucking it down to the 35-yard line. The redshirted St. Louis Cardinals with a 31-0 lead. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Have it second down and 8 at the Dallas 35-yard line. Just a little short of 35. Shivers and Rowland are the setbacks, and it goes to Rowland. And Rowland squirts inside the 30, gets to the 29-yard line before Steve Kiner knocks him down. Third down and a couple of yards, and it's Shivers. Look out. Adderley's got him by the shirt tail, but can't hang on. So Roy Shivers breaks it from 29 yards and goes in for the touchdown. Utah State's Roy Shivers. The extra point try is good. A minute and 8 seconds to play in the ball game, and the Cardinals stretch it out. 38-0. Jim Bucket will kick off. Mark Washington and Dwayne Thomas are deep. Floats. Thomas.
He'll fumble. I'll be dadgum if he didn't.
Terry Brown, number 24, drops him at the 14-yard line, and there the Cowboys will have to go to work. We're inside a minute now, the clock running, as Staubach fades to throw. Nobody to throw to, and Chuck Walker has him back on the 12-yard line. Second down, 12, Dallas. They're on 12-yard line. 41 seconds to play. Staubach still trying to get on the board. He goes over the middle for Holman, and Denny's got it. He's open, and Terry Brown runs him down at the St. Louis 45-yard line. 25 seconds to go. Second down and 10. From the 45, and Staubach hunting somebody to throw to. Throws. It is intercepted.
Well, maybe he's the only one open. Hit the ones that are open, that improves your percentage.
St. Louis leads 38-0 with 17 seconds to play. Jim Hart takes the snap and sits down. Now the Cardinals will let the clock run out.